All right, good morning. I wanted to come on this morning, hopefully to say some words that will inspire you to keep going. I was having a conversation with my granddaughter on yesterday when I picked her up from basketball practice. And she said, Grandma, I be looking at you and I just wanted to ask you a question. And I was like, what's that? And she said, you do so much. You always find something to do. And I want to be like that. I want to be like you and find things to do, always find things to do, because I was picking her up from one practice to take her to her dad at another practice at softball once she left school. But here's what I said to her. I said, and her name is Miracle. I said, Miracle, we all have a responsibility that's larger than us. She said, I don't understand that. I said, we all have a responsibility that's larger than us. And when I'm speaking with, whether it's my granddaughter or my grandson is off in college, but either one that I'm talking to, I always try to make it a point to clarify myself of what I'm saying, because I don't want to just be giving them words. So I said, what I mean by that we all have a responsibility that's larger than us. We have to do things, not always just pleasing ourselves, but things that's going to benefit others around us. Whether that's giving a kind word, encouraging someone, going out there, getting in the trenches to help someone, doing those things that sometimes people are afraid to do because they feel like they're going to be criticized about it. And I said, in the way that I handled that, because the conversation continued, well, how do you handle things when people don't accept what you are doing? And I said to her, you cannot worry about everybody liking what you are doing as long as you know that you are doing it for the right purpose. What is your purpose behind what you are doing? What are your reasoning behind what you are doing? That's the thing that matters, because your responsibility, and we all have them in life, is greater than you. Sometimes it takes you saying that word, that inspiring word to someone. Sometimes it takes you sitting down and just letting a person talk and just get things off their chest. Sometimes God has just chosen you to be the one to do that, to say the prayers, to go into those areas in life that some people are afraid to go into. You know, you got to be who you are and not what everybody else expect for you to be. Because when we all realize that, listen, we have a responsibility to get out in the communities in which we live in and educate the people. We have a responsibility to fight with others sometimes when the fight is going on, because here's one of the things. Everybody's in the fight until the fight gets started. What am I talking about? Whenever a situation arises, everybody is talking about what we need to do, what we need to do, what we need to do. But when the fight gets started, only a few gonna be still standing there. Because some people are just taught. And the only reason why they're just taught, because they don't understand the responsibility of us all. The responsibility of us all, that the fact that it's greater than us. I don't want to leave the face of this earth not knowing I've done everything for the young people coming up behind me, starting with my grandkids. My grandson is 20. He's off in college. My granddaughter is 14. But look, there's a lot of 20-year-olds. There's a lot of 14-year-olds. There's a lot of people coming up behind me. There's a lot of people coming up behind you. What are we going to leave them with? Our responsibility is greater than just us. Right now, we got to leave something behind for them. outside of just clothes and jewelries and cars and, all this material stuff. It's what you put in here that's going to carry them. If you think about your parents, what they put in here is what continues to carry you. Everything that you've had in life, between time and thieves, something changed. Between time and thieves, something changed. But what you put in the minds of people, the minds of others, that's what stay with people. I can pull things up from what my dad used to say. And my dad was military. And what my mom used to say as a little girl on what it's like to stand as a woman. What you should do to stand as a woman. My dad, look here. People rejecting you don't mean nothing. That just means that those are the people that are not supposed to be in your life anyway. When people reject you, stop getting upset and dropping the ball and laying down your purpose and your dreams. Everybody's not going to agree with you. Everybody's not going to like what you do. But when God allows you to wake up and rise up, that's another day that you've been given a breath to do some of the things that God purposed for your life. Stop allowing people to stop you because they don't understand that we all have a responsibility that is greater than us. I'm an educator. I have a great responsibility to encourage some of the other kids, these young kids coming through, trying to get their education. I can't understand that. Why are people knocking young people that's out here trying to educate themselves? Get behind them. Stand by them. Don't just educate them. Stand by them. They need us. Young people need us. They don't know the answers. We have, all of us who have lived a while, we got some stuff in here that we could share that could help somebody to just push a little bit further, to not give up. Share your testimonies about your life, because guess what? You don't know. Every testimony in your life is going to help somebody. But we have to understand where we've been through. That's why history is so important. Because if you don't know history, how are you going to understand the future? How are you going to understand right now? If I don't educate you about the history, and there's so much history out here that we could be sharing. Me and my sister-in-law was talking about how when we talk to our grandkids, and they really their minds are baffled when you start telling them about what you went through. It's not just a movie. It's not just a movie. She said, I remember when I couldn't even drink from the same water fountain. I remember that. See, this is the thing. We got to remember so we can tell them, so that they can understand their future. Because if we don't educate them and give them the history of where we come from, how are they going to understand the future? How are they going to understand where they're going? See, this is what I told my granddaughter. Everything I'm saying to y'all, I said it to her on yesterday. The problem is, people don't understand that we all have a responsibility that is greater than us. That's where community activism comes in. That's what getting out there in the trenches and marching and doing whatever you have to do to protect what you need to protect. Because there's always somebody that don't want you to have better, that don't want better for you. And that's what you and I, must always understand as we move through life, we all have a responsibility that is greater than us. It's our responsibility to make sure that we are educating these young people, not just the ones in your family, those outside of your family. As I said, I work in education. I work in the college system. And let me tell you, I run into a lot of young people who are trying to find their way, trying to better their lives. And guess what? Some of them don't have any support. But I make sure I tell them, you can do this. You have to do it. You know why you have to do it? You know why you have to accomplish it? Because just like I have a responsibility that's greater than me, one day when you become the elder like I am today, you will have a responsibility that's greater than you. Every parent, every grandparent, aunt, uncle, mother, father, we all have a responsibility that is greater than us. And what is that responsibility? To educate and to stand by others who need them, who need us as the elders, to teach them that. I heard the late Joe Madison say this, we lost him back January 31st, I believe. I used to listen to him every morning. My granddaughter used to listen with me every morning. And he passed away, and they're doing a lot of memorializing on all of the two Sirius XM channels that I listen to, 126, which he was on in the mornings, him, his wife, the other two gentlemen, Sam, Daryl. I listened to these people over 15 years. And you know something? I learned a lot. And something he used to always say, what are you going to do about it? I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. And he talked about educating and standing by our youth. But you know something that stuck with me? And my granddaughter said, well, Grandma, yeah, I understand that he's gone, but he taught a lot of stuff. Even me, as being little, that's what she said, being little like I am. I said, well, you young? She said, yeah, I'm young, Grandma, but I was little when you started me listening to him. I'm never going to forget. Grandma, how can you say you lose people when really you never forget them? And that's true. How can you say you lose somebody when you never forget them? So I'll never forget. See, young people got a lot on the inside of them too. It's just we don't spend enough time listening to them. They have a lot on the inside of them that you can learn from. And I said to her, this is why I'm saying we all have a responsibility that's greater than us. And something he said, and I shared with her on yesterday, because she reminded me, didn't he say, Grandma, that he wouldn't give away his torch? That he would light the torch of someone else? She said, Grandma, that's what you do. You know that's what you do. You light other torches. And I said, that's true. He did say that. And that's a part of my responsibility. And that's a part of your responsibility. That's a part of all of our responsibility to things that's greater than us. Light somebody else's torch. Don't give away your torch, as the late, great Joe Madison would say. If you give away your torch, that leaves you in the dark. Yeah. So just light somebody else's. And when you light their torch, they can go further in life, and they begin to light other people's torches. We all can do something. That's true. We all can do something. Like the late, great Joe Madison said, what are you going to do about it? My dad used to always say, and I remember to this day, as long as there's a resolution, there's no complaint. In other words, stop sitting on the sideline, complaining. Rise up and do something. And that has carried me for so many years. When I'm faced with situations that I feel like, man, here come another one. Here comes something else. You all know how it goes. Something break loose. Look like everything starts breaking loose in your life. But when you think about it, that there's a resolution, let me figure this thing out. Instead of sitting down complaining, you're going to move another step closer to your purpose and your goals in life. Don't pass your torch. Light others' torches. Because if you pass yours, you will be in the dark. Don't get left in the dark. Because it's so much to you. It's so much to all of us. And we got to always remember that. Our responsibilities are greater than us. Those who marched, they knew it was greater. Those who just took the things that they took back in life, our ancestors, they understood it was greater. Some lost their life that we could have what we have today as their offsprings, as their future. They took it then so we could have a better today because they understood that we all have a responsibility that's greater than us. That's going to take you a long ways. What am I going to leave behind for my grandchildren? For young people coming up behind me? I want to leave some hope behind. I want to leave some words of inspiration behind. Some words of encouragement. I want them to know that I was down in the trenches with them. When you need to be in the trenches, get in the trenches. Life is not all about this glorifying stuff. You know, the money, the cars, the houses, all of that stuff. What are you going to leave in here? Help them to understand their history. Because if they don't understand history, I told my granddaughter this on yesterday. If they don't understand history, how will they understand the future? Sit down with them. Talk to them. Let them know. This is what I went through. This is what your grandparents went through. And your great-grandparents. Teach them history so that they can understand the future. Because you can't understand what's going on around you if you don't know history from where it came. We all have a responsibility that's greater than us. So y'all have a wonderful day, an awesome day, and light somebody else's torch. Don't give yours away because you be in the dark and you got too much to do. You got too much. It's so much more that you have to do. You need your torch. And it's people that need you. All right? Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.